Life can be difficult. Things can be tough many times, and life sometimes and many times will throw you things that you did not see coming. We struggle sometimes with disappointment, frustrations, betrayals, sometimes even rejection, and many times we are left devastated. But I want to speak to somebody, maybe you're listening to me. Please, whatever happens to you, don't give up. It gives me great pleasure to speak to you for the next few minutes. My name is Mwai, and I want to encourage you on what I have entitled, Don't Give Up. Recently, we lost a very, very, very dear friend and a very dear brother. And this man, we lost him to suicide. And I can only imagine maybe why he arrived at that decision. And I know that there are many others who have also taken their lives over time. And maybe you also know people who have given up and maybe even sometimes also taken their own lives. Or maybe you're there and you have also struggled sometimes, almost wanting to end it all. Just saying, you know, I've had enough. I cannot continue. I cannot take it anymore. And maybe you have even struggled and wrestled maybe with thoughts of taking your own life. I want to encourage you, please don't give up. See, ultimately, even though things sometimes will get difficult, and yes, sometimes life itself can be painful. The act of living alone sometimes can be extremely, extremely painful because we go through so many things. And sometimes it's difficult even sometimes to understand somebody else's pain. But in the midst of all that pain, I have come to learn that God always has a way out. Number one, He always has a way of escape. If only we will just hang in there a little bit much more, He will provide that way of escape. And there's nothing that He will allow to come into your life that He will not provide that way of escape. And He will not allow you also to go through anything that His grace cannot be able to carry you through. So please don't give up. But then I've also discovered this in my few years of living, that apart from the fact that God gives you grace, I have discovered that life is seasonal. You know, we have seasons of joy, we have seasons of laughter, we also have seasons where things are difficult. And whatever you're going through, I assure you, it is seasonal. He will pull you out at the right time, that thing will come to an end. This too shall come to pass. So please, don't give up. But then finally, when you feel hard pressed on every side, and when you feel that there is no way out, I want to encourage you, please don't fight by yourself. Find somebody else. Now, believe it or not, sometimes, especially when you're going through hard times, we may feel like the world is against us, everybody's against us, nobody's interested. But I've come to realize that sometimes that's not necessarily true. See, the enemy wants you to believe all the lies he can throw at you. The enemy wants you to believe that it is impossible, that nobody likes you, nobody wants anything to do with you. But I have learned that God always has His witnesses around you, and God will assign some people to you. Be open. Find a brother, find a sister, find that friend who you can go and say, listen, things are difficult, I feel like giving up. Share with them, because sometimes sharing is caring. When you share your life, when you share what you're going through, the other person may not have all the brilliant solutions to your problem, but it unburdens you. So please don't give up. There is help available. And finally, let me say this, and especially if you're there, and maybe for you, you are really struggling, maybe with depression, a deep sense of depression, please find help. There is professional help out there. There are counselors who are trained to handle these things. But before you do anything drastic, find help. But whatever you do, don't give up, because God has not given up on you. Please share this message with as many people as you can, because this is an important message, and God bless you.